Capricorn, how are you guys? As we all struggle this week for some semblance of what do I hold on to? What do I let go of? How do I get through the changes that are coming at me rapidly, the things that I do not like, the things that are making me uncomfortable, the things, and sometimes in some situations, even things that are so bad, they feel incorrect, right? Because they're so not your way. And it's hard. Those are the very tricky things, aren't they, Capricorn? The tricky things of how do I know if it's just I'm feeling uncomfortable with them because they're not my way, or I'm feeling uncomfortable with them because they're actually wrong. And so many times, because we live inside ourselves and we don't have that external view of why we do things or what our motivations are, we kind of get lost and we don't know how to answer that question. Even if we're a very observant person, it would take a very observant person to be able to discern that this is making me feel very uncomfortable, but I don't know if it's because it's actually wrong, like it's morally, ethically wrong, or because it's just wrong for me. So I think it's very astute if you have reached that point in any situation in your life. And I imagine you've reached that point in many situations in your life right now, because there are so many changes that feel like they are being forced on us. Like, here, eat it, chew it, swallow it, do it. And that in and of itself is going to cause a lot of discomfort right now. Because that is certainly not how you like to ingest any kind of circumstance, situation, and certainly not change. You know, we have learned a lot. You learned a lot last year working through change, being more open to change, or even how change can actually be your friend or one of the most effective tools in your toolkit. But when it comes externally and things are happening that you really don't feel comfortable with, how do you then discern, is it my problem or is it their problem? Or is it both of our problems? And if it's both of our problems, is it something bad? Is it something wrong that I should really be concerned with? Like, red flag, this may be a deal breaker. Or is it just, I have to learn a new comfort level with something that was not in my wheelhouse, which you're capable of doing. I think, to be honest with you, I don't envy the process. I don't envy it because honestly, Capricorn, one of the most complex things to figure out is the difference between what is right for me and what is just right in general. Because sometimes what's right for the self doesn't fit into normal status quo standards. And to some degree, that's okay. We don't all have to be, we're not robots, we're not mechanics, we're not the fucking assembly line. We're the people who invented the assembly line. We're not machines. We're not supposed to be just rote, turning and turning and turning our wheels. That's not what we're meant to be. It's not how we're built. It's not how you're built. Even though sometimes you like to turn yourself into that because it's almost soothing for you to have that kind of precision and reliability. It cuts out a lot of the craziness, right? It increases up productivity and decreases superfluity or whatever the word is. It understood. And we're allowed to make those choices in our own self too. What we're not allowed to do is to project upon somebody else a moral condemnation because they're doing something that makes us uncomfortable. What we are allowed to do as a good human, a mature human that has control over themselves, is we are allowed to say, that doesn't work for me. I'm not okay with it. We're not allowed, however, to say, you're wrong, you're a bad person. And that's why I'm getting out of this situation. It's almost like we have to at one point own that it's our own discomfort levels that are making the situation impossible, that are making the situation perhaps something we're considering ending. Here is where things take a twist and take a turn. Because the truth is, we don't live in isolation, and what a blessing that is. Yeah, I mean, dude, in the middle of fucking like midday traffic, it does not feel like such a blessing to be surrounded by so many different people. But when it is really a blessing, Capricorn, is when you get into situations like this. You're allowed to say, what do you think? How do you see this? Because honestly, for me, I'm so uncomfortable with it. I don't think I'm seeing it right. And interestingly enough, when I pulled your cards and started reading them, I didn't even perceive it as you being the one that needed the help. I perceive this as you being the one that needs to give the help. And it's going to actually offer a beautiful release to a situation in your own life that you're having too much problems with. It's one of the wonderful things, one of the best ways, sometimes, right? There's no absolutes, right? But one of the best ways sometimes to get out of your own way is to help somebody else. It's like to get out of your own head, to leave your problems down for a second. Instead of just like pushing and punching yourself, figure it out. But somebody needs my help. Oh, okay, well, I can figure out their problem. You know why it's so easy for you to figure out their problem? Because it's not you. And you have that objective perspective. And there's no emotional attachments or fear reactions or traumas attached. You can see things so very clearly. And in doing that, in moving things around the board for somebody else, ironically, is the answers that you yourself need. There is somebody who needs you right now. Absolutely, I know this. There is somebody who is very close to you. Very, very much so, somebody that you would consider a very great friend. Or a person that is very significant in your life, somebody that you care about a great deal. And they're struggling. They're having a lot of problems. There's some sort of obstacles. Now, this could represent obstacles with the friendship itself, right? That could be causing you stress. That could be the stressor right now. Or this could also be obstacles with the friend themselves. The friend is having an obstacle. Now, it could very well be that the obstacles that friend is suffering through are creating the obstacles in your relationship. And isn't that kind of what I just said in the channeled message? One is connected to the other. So if you can help in one situation, it may alleviate the pressure of the other. So what is the one that you can tackle? What is the one that you can look at and see right now without any kind of involvement of your own personal fear or personal trauma? Which is the one that is going to allow you more objectivity? That's really the only choice you have to make right now. Is it the situational problem, or is it the relationship problem? Whatever that relationship is, right? So choose which is the one that you actually are very objective with. Or this could be a problem completely outside of you that is somebody else's, and you know they need your help. And you really desperately want to help them because you love them and because you really do believe that they deserve wonderful things in their lives. This is just good news. Good news coming in. Good news, happy news, or belief that no news is bad news, all news is information. Either way, this is a sense of being enlightened or getting something that helps you understand, receiving a message that helps enlighten you or helps you to understand things in a way that pick you up instead of push you down, open you up, which is what you need right now because you need the open mindset. But this could also be the mentality of you being the breath of fresh air for somebody else You know, you giving them a phone call, be like, are you okay? I know you're frustrated about something. What's happening? Let's talk. Because it could very well be that there's a situation where this person has a hard time articulating anything, you know, and once again, this could be you as well. You just need somebody to come to you and say, can we talk? Like, what's up? What's the issue? You know, because especially people who are really good at giving advice, and I don't mean criticisms or condemnations. I mean, those kind of people who you always go to because they're such good listeners and they unravel everything. They just make things make sense. Those people are the ones that have the hardest time asking for help. Those are the people who have the hardest time like thinking that anybody would help them or give them advice. You know, they're just so used to playing it on one side. Now, there's somebody that I could be describing, maybe you, or maybe somebody in your life, and this reading will whatever resonates with you, you'll be, aha, oh, I understand. I understand. I really want to, I can do something, or I never thought that maybe it was me reacting in this way, or yeah, I really got to call that person because I know something's not up. I know something's up. I know something's not right. Either way you react, this is really all about communications and the relief that we can give to ourselves through the helping of others, as the sun, as Saturn is still very much in Aquarius and will be in Aquarius for the next 2.5 years. This is a theme that you might find to be almost a regular in your life. This sense of thinking and doing and wanting to help more than to structure. That could be something that that becomes very important to you. The needs of others, and also friendship. Friendships are going to be something that takes a front seat right now in your life. The delightfulness of them, the joy of them, the relief of them that they can offer when other situations in our lives just can't offer the kind of the relief that friendships can. It's okay to say, I need a girl's day, or I need to be with my boys. Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on this specific relationship at work or the specific relationship with a spouse. And maybe I'm putting too much pressure on it. You know, I've made it a priority, and now I have to kind of like just take pressure off a little bit by going and focusing on somebody else. It could be something as simple as that. You know, if your life is really good and your relationship is really good, but if there's too much stress, there's too much pressure, sometimes it's because we make our significant other the center, not only the center of our lives, but our entire life, and then we lose us. Right? And our friends are always that place, because you know, you don't choose your family, but you choose your friends. And you certainly choose your spouse, but then you start to form a family with them, which is a whole other set of obligations. Friends are that one beautiful place where they're your choice and they can be your joy. You know, you don't have many obligations to them in terms of like payments or mortgages or rearing children, you know, like any of those really major pressure points for humans. So friends are just people who can just be yours. They can be, it's not all smiles, right? Of course, we're always there for our friends through the hard times, but that's kind of like what friendship is. It's that pressure relief valve. And I want you to think of that way right now, including if you have to like take your mind off your problems for a second by helping somebody figure out theirs, or just go chilling with the boys for a while, or go chilling with your ladies and hang out with your friends and just like feel you again, be you again. Because that's one of the other wonderful things about friends, is that they kind of just let us be ourselves. Like there's the expectations, the pressures aren't as high as it is on other relationships. I don't diminish friendship. Friendship is the most significant relationship in my life. But I'm telling you right now, it's got to play a big role in your life right now if you want some mental clarity, either by what they can tell you or say to you, or how you can help them and relieve your brain enough, just enough to blow off the steam that you need This is you needing to expel just a lot of shit that's built up because you've been working so very hard at something. You've been prioritizing something. There's a lot of tension that has raveled you. And you know what? The way to basically let it go, like relieve, just get relief, is to realize that there's a lot of stuff going on that you're taking more seriously than it is, because there's so much pressure behind it. There's so many expectations. And the way to relieve that pressure valve is friendship. Letting somebody else's perspective take over our own for a while. What a wonderful aspect of friendship. And he's like, oh, friendship. I hate how people bastardize friendship. Friendship is like the best fucking relationship in the damn world. And we always kind of like diminish it. I think it's because romance sells so much easier. And so, especially in the United States of America, we prioritize anything that makes us the most money. And it's true, it's part of our culture. But sadly, friendship always takes a back seat to those romantic relationships. And I may be saying this because in some ways you've allowed your friendships to take back seat to some romantic relationship, even if they're your spouse and you love them and you're not going to leave them. Now is the time to readjust those levels, because your pressure valve needs to be relieved. This is books. So that's studying, learning, figuring out problems. But when I saw this card, I was like, I see Capricorn figuring out somebody else's problems. I see them unraveling. Why? Because that makes you feel productive. It's someplace that you can actually be useful and feel good. Now, this may not even be friendship. It could be about business or clients. It's like putting yourself into that to take the pressure off all the shit at home. Because I'm telling you, as much as it feels like everything's about to explode and go absolutely nuts in the places where you have placed the most importance, as soon as you take that pressure off and you put your focus somewhere else, you'll start to the pressure will be relieved, and B, you're going to start to feel good and productive again, because part of the pressure that was building was the fact that the pressure was building and you couldn't move. The pressure was building and you couldn't move. The pressure was building and you couldn't move. I take that pressure off and I put my focus somewhere else. Look, I can move my mind every which way here. I can figure things out over here. There's no pressure. And that's going to give you back that boost of self-esteem that you need to actually be kind of right with yourself again. Heart chakra, unfurling back to love. What will bring you back to love? What will bring you back to being courageous and not overthinking things? This is Leo energy. And then reclaim your energy by getting back to that heart space. And so many times that answer is putting others first, doing something for somebody else, allowing yourself to talk about their issues or their problems. If you've noticed on your phone calls that you end up talking excessively about you and the other person on the phone is just sitting there listening, now is the time to call that person back and be like, how are you? Everything good? Because 10 to 1, they really need some help. Or vice versa. Right? That maybe that pressure in you is building because you're like, God damn, does anybody ever actually like call to listen to me, or they just kind of want to dump shit? That's its own pressure valve as well. But I love that there's this energy here of being able to realize it so that at least you're not lost in it. And so you have some sort of input over it. I'm trying to find my cards. So I'm going to go into the spirit animal totem, spirit animal messages. If you really love this video, please do like it and share it on your social media platforms, because that really helps the channel grow. Also, subscribe to the channel. Just click that link below and then ring that bell so that you get notified of and click all notifications, because I upload not just Capricorn, which comes out every single Wednesday. But also your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, all three of those you should watch every single week because they give you a real whole perspective of yourself. And then of course you can check out other signs. These videos are not time specific or time sensitive, but a new one does come out every single week. So I hope for you to enjoy them. You'll get the notifications as long as you ring that bell. Join me on Instagram because I give daily tarot card readings Monday through Friday over there for everybody, for all signs. We can actually interact live over there. So please do follow me. You can find me at born_without_boundaries. And then last but not least, there's always an extended. Now, why the extended when I have to pay? A, it does contribute to the channel, and it's what makes the channel possible. But B, because there are 2 readings in one over there, right? There is the extended tarot card reading that articulates specifics that you really need to know over in tarot. And then also a romance specific reading. I actually do a romance specific Capricorn reading every single week. It's just part of the extended. So now you know. You can also subscribe right over there too, so that you get notified when I upload all the videos, and you'll get notified. So you'll get access to those videos if you're subscribed over there. It doesn't cost anything. It's just like being over here. You'll get notified as soon as I upload the videos, and basically then you'll have access to them about a day before they come out, and a link over here. Yeah, my words haven't been coming out very well. I know Mercury is in retrograde. There's been a lot of stuff that's been kind of screwy right now. So let's get into it. I've been very irritated by my new iPhone. In many ways, I love it, but recording, you have to download an app in order to be able to pause the video. You can't actually pause a recording video as you're recording it. And I think, you know what, when I pay $900 for something as simple as that should be just worked in. I shouldn't have to buy an extra app for it. And I've started to remember why I got away from iPhone to begin with, because their levels of greed and lack of customer care are just sort of pervasive in their business model. And where their devices are magnificent, I feel like there's this definite lacking of giving a shit about actually, caring for the customer. But that's me. That's my frustration. I'm sorry for taking it out on you. You see clearly now is here. So when Owl shows up, he's telling you something that's important, message. You're receiving a message straight from Spirit. You're receiving it. And it's about a spiritual truth. It's about a spiritual reality. It's about almost they are the divine messengers from the magical realms. Think Harry Potter. It's like your letter from Hogwarts is here. Something just became very clear. Something just became, maybe that has been bothering you for a while, and then boom, all of a sudden, bam, now you get it. Now you understand, now you comprehend it. And even if there's confusion right now, there'll be clarity very soon. Think on your feet. It may require you to duck and weave, tuck and roll, or just basically be malleable. So expect that when this clarity comes through, there's just going to be an energy of you have to make some quick changes, or you'll want to make some quick changes. That could be too, right? Inspiring you to actually be a little chaotic, be a little crazy, or just a sense of recognizing chaos and craziness for what it is and finally seeing it and understanding where it's coming from. And then we have Surrender Now, also Sagittarius energy, which is heading into something head first, moth to flame energy, just giving over and letting things sort of pull you, which is definitely not an energy that you like to succumb to. But this could also be throw yourself into something, allow yourself to escape into that new project, escape into that getaway with your friends, escape, because honestly, Sagittarius energy is about travel. And maybe it's just that you've been cooped up too long. You have a wonderful, wonderful attention span, Capricorn, but even you need a break. And how long has it been since you just took a break and you didn't do anything but focus on having a good time and smiling. As simple as it sounds, especially for Capricorns, that's something you need to schedule in because it will easily get overlooked. So travel, journey, get out, wander. Not all who wander are lost. Learn from the past. This is really interesting because this is earth energy, but this is about, don't you know how you deserve or that you need to take this break, that you need this relief, that this isn't something that you can decide is expendable. It's not expendable. You should know from past situations, whenever you got to the point where you felt like you were going to have a nervous breakdown. I mean, it's like, it's time, Capricorn, time to get away. The abundant universe will provide. In other words, you do have enough. And there's also so much more out there to be enjoyed and experienced without you like denying those things of yourself. Also, having financial resources. You know, this is a very good time to start something, that to make some progress on something, to actually begin a new adventure. That's all I have to say. Watch your words. This is one-on-one communication. I don't know if you're doing something where you're working one-on-one very closely with people, or counseling people, or helping people through their problems, educating people, talking to people. There's a lot of that. I see that there's a lot of talking in your world right now. So maybe for a break, what you need is just to get away on an island alone where you don't have to talk to anybody. Let's go into tarot. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do angel wishes. I have the angel wishes cards in front of me. Let's see what they have to say. Life is what you make of it. Be brave and reach for the stars. Oh, you're definitely starting something new, aren't you? Don't let life pass you by. Be among it and live it. Oh, there's something that you're grabbing. There's something that you're actually reaching out and like, this is it. This is the time. You can't hesitate anymore. You just got to just jump into that new adventure. Let's see what it is. Let's go over to tarot. I will meet you guys in the extended. The link is below.